Sometimes in business or even in life, we have challenges that seem so difficult, so hard to overcome that we just keep pushing it backwards. We just keep putting it in the bottom of our to-do list, or we just keep delaying stuff because in our mind it's too big. We don't know even where to start. It's just too hard, too difficult, right? And whenever I recognize that in my mind, I'm saying that to myself, this is too difficult, this is too hard, this is too big, this is too ambitious. I have this trick in my mind to make sure that whatever that thing is goes from believing it's impossible to knowing it is possible. And therefore I start the work, I start the actual process. And a practical example of when this actually happened was a couple of years ago when I was considering to sell one of my previous businesses, which is called Kreij, right? So at that point, I came to the realization that Kreij would be better off with someone else leading that company. It was not going to be my future project because I'm currently fully focused on UpViral. If you haven't checked out UpViral, go and check out UpViral.com. It is the best way to get more leads into your business. Anyway, having said that, I came to the realization that I wasn't the best person to lead that company, and therefore I was thinking about selling that business, right? But in my mind, that was completely impossible. I had all these different reasons in my mind, not just one reason, but a lot of different reasons why it was impossible to sell. For example, it was very much tied to my face in terms of branding and positioning. It was all around my name, Wilco Kreij, my face. A lot of people, if you're watching this, probably you know me because of that business, right? Or the things I've been doing inside around Facebook advertising. And actually, someone else made me recognize this in this particular case. It was Dan Martel, a coach of mine. And he said, whatever all those rules or whatever all those things are, right? Because the reason why you think it's impossible is not because those things, but every one of those issues there is a solution to that. But you just think of everything as one big block, one big thing. And that's why it's literally impossible to get started. Because imagine you're trying to move this mountain from one place to another. It's literally impossible, right? Except if you just start digging and just one shovel at a time, because one shovel at a time is very much possible. No one can move a whole mountain, but anyone can just pick up a shovel and just start cutting it away, right? And after a while, you then look at hey, wait a second, that mountain that was over here is now actually over there, which is amazing. What I then started doing is rather than just thinking hey, what, it's impossible, or having all these different reasons, I then literally just made a list, super detailed list of if selling the business would be the end goal, and right now we're here, every little micro step, what has to be done to get to that point. And if I didn't know the answer, or I felt hey, this is impossible, for example, my face being on top of it. So I then started zooming into that particular thing. All right, what are the things that would need to happen for me to step away, right? For example, maybe you need to hire an actor, or find another spokesperson, or sell it to someone who already has an audience, right? There's all these different things you can do, right? Or for example, one of the reasons why I thought it wasn't sellable is because our business of UpViral and Kreij was very much integrated, right? Which means we had different people, different teams working at both companies. So again, in my mind, I thought this is not possible because if I sell Kreij, UpViral would take a hit as well. But because I started to make a list, how would I make that possible? It's all right, so actually, if I were to just hire extra people, right, and build separate teams and just, let them work simultaneously for a while so that all the knowledge and all the experience has been shared, then we'd have two viable businesses, right, working independent of each other, right? Obviously, that's just an example, but this has happened to me in so many instances, so many cases. But because I just made a super detailed list, right, and just this is step one, step two, and sometimes even 30 steps, right? Sometimes I'm not saying it's easy, but that way you know exactly what you need to do, because that one little micro step that you believe you can do, right? Can you hire an actor? Yes. Can you hire more people? Yes. All those things are very practical things to do. And that's what I recommend to all of you. If you ever have a big lofty goal or a big thing, just make a super detailed list of what are all the micro steps. And if you don't know the answer to that question, what are those steps, then figure that out first. Ask people around you, ask your peers, ask people in the industry, figure out what that list will be. And then you start working on all those things one by one until you actually hit the bottom of the list and your project is done. That impossible thing that you thought was impossible is actually done. So hope that helps, and I wish you all an amazing day. All right, cut. We're done here. Let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.